So in recent days, the Sumud Flotilla with a bunch of psychedelic hippies decided to pass the naval blockade that Israeli government put in place to not allow Hamas to smuggle weapons into the strip. They were intercepted by the Israeli Navy. They were arrested and they were taken into custody. And Itamar Ben-Gvir posted a video showing the strength and the no bullshit tolerance that the Israeli police had when keeping them for about 72 hours. Everyone was up in arms about it. All these Israeli officials are condemning Ben-Gvir for kind of taunting everyone and saying, we're not tolerating this. And then the Spanish police, on the way back when the flotilla members returned to Spain, they got a very warm welcome with some batons, which of course got no condemnation. So let's check these two videos out.
The Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper says she sent a summons to the Israeli embassy to demand an urgent explanation of a video released by Israel's far-right National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, in which he taunts activists who'd been detained from a Gaza aid flotilla. There's been widespread condemnation of the footage. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the video wasn't in line with the country's values. From Jerusalem, Emir Nada reports.
Free Palestine!
Pulled to the ground, one activist tries to interrupt Ben-Gvir's triumphant parade. This is Israel's far-right security minister, taunting international activists, playing to the cameras. Here, bound and forced into prostrate position, are some of the 428 detained volunteers from 45 countries. They'd been attempting to reach Gaza with humanitarian aid, but were taken to Israel instead. Welcome to Israel. We are the masters here, he says. Concerns have been raised for the Global Sumud Flotilla volunteers after Israeli commandos began boarding the fleet of 52 boats on Monday near Cyprus.
Why? Hey! Why are you shooting?
Here, the sound of what activists said were rubber bullets. Israel denied using live fire. The final boats were intercepted this morning in what the organisers said was the illegal abduction of those seeking to confront Israel's ongoing crimes against the Palestinian people. The Israeli government called the flotilla Hamas supporters and defended their detention, but Ben-Gvir's video has brought condemnation from government colleagues and from abroad.
I mean, we see these totally disgraceful scenes in this video shared by Israeli Cabinet Minister Ben-Gvir, which shows a total disrespect and violation of basic standards of human dignity in the way that people were being treated.
While the US's ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, said that the flotilla was a stupid stunt, but Ben-Gvir betrayed the dignity of his nation. Today, damage control, as Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu moved quickly to denounce his security minister, saying it didn't reflect Israel's values.
Itamar Ben-Gvir is a renowned provocateur, and his critics say he delights in displays of cruelty. And this is Israel entering election season. But the rebuke from his cabinet colleagues is a message to keep electioneering from becoming an international scandal. For the activists, they wanted to draw attention to the ongoing suffering in Gaza. Instead, they've exposed a face of Israeli politics its leaders would prefer from going global. Emir Nada, BBC News, Jerusalem.
Se han puesto a empujar unos con otros y al final le han sacado a hostias de ahí, otros se han metido, le han echado una mano y se han llevado 4. Y ya está, no sabemos nada más. O sea que un acto de... Hombre, hemos estado 72 horas en manos de los sionistas, nos han torturado de todas las maneras posibles y han venido dos con las costillas rotas, el hombro reventado, todo reventado, y lo primero que hacen es darnos más todavía de hostias en un momento excelente.
Okay, so let's start with the Ben-Gvir video. Okay, first of all, these idiots decided to try to bypass and break through a naval blockade, which is the purpose of this blockade is to prevent the smuggling of weapons to Hamas. It is well known that many of these boats do smuggle all sorts of nonsense, weapons, and other things that Hamas can use to attack Israel or to plan to attack Israel, and Israel is not obviously not going to allow that. These activists think, for some odd reason, that Israel's just going to allow them to do so. They need to set a precedent. Israel needs to set a very clear standard, a very clear, no bullshit, zero tolerance policy for this kind of behavior. So I would highly recommend that if you want to protest what you think Israel is doing, do so in your country and stay the hell away from the waters of Gaza. That's my recommendation to you. As far as Ben-Gvir is concerned, I don't think he deserves any condemnation. He has balls. He's willing to do what he feels is the right thing to do. And quite frankly, it is the right thing to do. Sometimes we're way too polished. We need to tell it like it is. We have to stop worrying so much about what people think. We're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. And then in the second video, you see how the Spanish police beat the shit out of them. I don't see anyone condemning that. I'm sure there are people condemning it, but I don't see it on a major news thing. The same way people are just ripping Israel a new one for it. Don't try to break through a naval blockade during war. You can try it, but you probably won't end up in a very good position. And it's also really funny to me how this blonde guy goes, "Oh, we were detained by the Zionists for 72 hours," and he has this like gaunt look on his face, like he just went through hell. It's like Jewish people. It's interesting how the Zionists, Israelis have become these brutal people with show no mercy, these animals. And throughout history, Jews have always been these weak, defenseless people, these people that are scared of confrontation. Seth MacFarlane from Family Guy makes fun of how weak Jews are all the time. I talk about how weak Jews are all the time, at least in the diaspora. Um, when was the last time you walked around a major Jewish neighborhood in, say, New York, England, France, Germany, really anywhere in the first world where Jews tend to live, and you thought to yourself, "Oh, I better not walk around at 2 a.m. because Shmuley might do something." Like Jewish people, Jewish neighborhoods are by far some of the safest neighborhoods in the world. Don't try to break through a naval blockade during war. It's not that difficult. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And I look forward to you tuning into the next video. Of course, make sure to like, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And you can also support the channel. You can send some thanks via my Buy Me a Coffee link. And I hope to have you tune in to the next video. Peace.